Looking like I'm going on a vacation or something. Ain't no vacations over here. We're about to get to work. All right, guys, making another brand new video for you guys just for insight because I know that when it comes to starting up your business in e-commerce, especially using Shopify, one of the most important decisions is deciding exactly which theme you want to use, okay? Now, of course, in my channel, you'll notice that I talk about tutorials regarding themes. I have a very special surprise coming up very, very soon. This recording is from June, so this new website that I have going on is going to help you guys a lot when it comes to themes and choosing the right one that's best for you. One of the added values that I wanted to share with you on this video is to do a speed test. A speed test is a good attribute in order to determine if the theme that you're going to choose is going to slow down your website. Please remember that regarding SEO and just regular experience, speed is very important. If your website's too slow, people are just going to click away and they're going to go to that other website. So let's get right to it. Let's not waste any time. The first one that I wanted to discuss was Turbo, because I talk about Turbo a lot, right? These folks from Out of the Sandbox have been one of the pioneers of the Shopify themes overall. They're one of the ones who came out with Parallax. Let's see, they have Retina, Responsive. I think they even had Mobilia. Mobilia might be from another company. So these are the old ones. Retina, Parallax, and Responsive. Retina, Parallax, and Responsive, you could find them in the Shopify theme store. Flex and Turbo, you could only find it here on their website. And of course, the link's down below if you're interested in them. But the one that I talk about a lot was Turbo. And you could see the price tag. Now, Turbo is a very complete theme, right? Like, it has a lot of stuff in it. You could do a whole bunch of stuff without relying on a developer. That's not what this is all about. We're going to speed test this to see if Turbo really meets up to its name, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and press demo, and we're going to see the Turbo website. Now, I am on a Wi-Fi that's connected to almost 1 terabyte of speed. So, of course, this thing is going to load extremely fast for me. But we want to put it to a test using some tools. Let's go to GTmetrix. We use GTmetrix a lot when it comes to checking out the websites and making sure that things are up to par. So what I'm going to do here is I already have an account with them. So I'm going to grab this URL from their website or, whatever. And we're going to go over here and have some settings. Now, some settings that I'm going to do is I want to test this using a desktop, and I want the location to be in Texas. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and post their website and let's let it analyze. So what it does here is that it does some lighthouse testing. It does all this shenanigans in the back end that are honestly a bit too technical. We could dive into that if you want to. Just put it down in the comments. I'll get nerdy with you, right? But for those who just want to know if this thing's fast, let's just get right to the point. While this is loading up, there's another website that we need to also check out, which is Google Page Speed. And Shopify kind of uses this from Google. It's like a webmaster tool. So I'm going to go right here, and you'll notice that they grade you from 0 to 100%. We're going to dive into this tool very shortly. Let's see what GTmetrix has to say. From this first report, it got an A, right? So it looks like it's pretty good. The desktop version of the website in this first test loaded 4.3 seconds. Now, I like to build websites that are custom, right? With our company, that's what we do. We do a lot of custom websites, not theme related. Themes are more like, when you're starting off, do it yourself, no problem. But we like to do custom because we like to manipulate how the website loads, right? Rather than depending on the theme and whatever it is that they push out, right? So Turbo says that they load their website in 4.3 seconds. I'm going to run one more test just to make sure that that number is consistent. Let's let that ride there while we go to the other one. Now this other one right here, let's go ahead and see if we can launch it up here. So from this page, if you guys are here, we're going to go focus where it says Analyze with Page Insights. Let's go ahead and run the insight, and then we're going to paste the URL, same thing. Let's go ahead and let it analyze. While it's doing its thing, let's go check up on GTmetrix. Nope, still running its report. And what's it say again? Now it's clocking at 3.8 seconds. Okay, so this is not bad, right? First it was at 4 point something, now it's at 3.8. I like websites to load at 3 seconds. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, that's okay. When we're touching like 3.4 or 3.5, it's let's see how we could do some improvements. But 3 seconds is preferable. That's what Google wants as well. So when Google's checking your website, they want to make sure that it's within that threshold. Meanwhile, over here, what's it saying? According to the mobile experience, the performance is at a 62 percentile because it's having problems with a whole bunch of developer stuff that mostly your developer would know, such as reduce and use JavaScript. And mind you, they don't have any like apps installed. This is like raw, just the theme. That's it. Once you start adding apps, this thing gets worse, right? Add text compression and all that stuff. So that's what it says here, performance, and you could see accessibility, best practices in SEO, how much it scores. But again, that's on the mobile. What about on the desktop? On the desktop, it scored a 94, which is pretty good. So it almost sounds like this theme out the gate is producing very well as a desktop versus the mobile. The mobile, it needs some help. Now, remember, when it comes to development or custom development, we have two separate files. We have one that's for desktop and one that's for mobile. For mobile. The issue is that Shopify likes to combine these two, and whatever you do on the desktop applies it to the mobile. But let's face it, when you're looking at your Google Analytics, people are converting the most using their mobile. And so because people's purchasing decisions comes down on the mobile is the biggest priority. Let's go back over here. Let's see what's going on. Now we're going to do another GT metrics test on the speed, on how fast it loads. But this time we're going to go to the analysis and we're going to leave it as mobile here, right? And we want to test in Texas. Don't ask me why Texas. It's just random. I stay away from the San Francisco. So let's go over here. We have an iPhone that it's being tested on. Let's go ahead and analyze the speed for the mobile. While that's loading up, let's go back over here and kind of like look at all of these things right here. So if you're working with a developer, it's always a good idea to kind of like show these reports to them and say, hey, listen, we have a good score over here for desktop. However, on mobile, we have a very low performance score. And you do a printout or you try to see if you could send them a report to show why is it that this is happening. The developers are going to tell you that there are certain things that they cannot control because it's all based on the hosting of Shopify, right? So that's a bad thing. Like when you pay for Shopify, Shopify manages the servers. You can't touch it. Whereas versus on WordPress, if you had a WordPress site, and I'm not encouraging you to move your e-commerce business, I'm just giving you information. But on WordPress, you get to have your own server, right? You get to, rent a server that you could put your hands into it and do some tweaking, give yourself some more RAM so that you could boost your speed. You can't contact Shopify support and ask them to increase your server speed. They're gonna be like, what? You're on a shared server, meaning that your website is sitting on the same server as another website's, right? It's almost like that sharing internet type of thing. Whereas on WordPress, you could have your own dedicated server where you're not sharing your stuff with anybody. Let's go back over here to see what our results. Oh, would you look at that? 3.4 seconds on the loading speed for the mobile. Not bad. I want to test it just one more time. I never take the first test. I sometimes do 3 tests and then just grab an average more or less as to how that would look like, okay? So we're going to go ahead and let that do its thing. All right, guys. So another thing that I wanted to mention is that Turbo, they have like a turbo switch, right? Like the nitrous, right? And I'm not sure exactly if the demo has that turned on. Luckily for us, we've also created tutorials using Turbo, and we have a theme set up where it's pretty much almost exactly like this, right? Like the demo itself. Look at that. They're pushing at 3.8 seconds. So based on those two numbers, we had a 3.4 and a 3.8 for the mobile. It's not bad, right? It's just that if you're turbo, then I'm expecting turbo speed, right? Like right on the dot of 3 or maybe like a 2.7, something very, very fast. If I compare turbo with like Dawn, we could do that if you want. But right before we get into that, let's give Turbo the fair chance here. Let's go into the inner guts of the customized theme and let's make sure that the ludicrous speed has been turned on, right? Let's make sure of that. All right. Before I continue, based on my previous efforts of tutorials, the version that I was sitting on was Turbo version 8.2.1. Right now, I am updating to the latest and greatest, which is Turbo 9.0. In order for you guys to upgrade, there's many ways that you could do this. One of them is the most popular one, which as you can see on the left-hand side, I am using the Theme Updater Plus. I'm actually subscribed to it so that I always get the latest and greatest. If you just purchased your theme, you might have this for free for like, I guess the first year or the first 6 months or 3 months, depending on when you're watching this video. Okay. But I strongly recommend you do so because that's where the investment value comes in. You purchase a theme, right, that has A, B, C things in it. Okay, so in the beginning you have this, you have that feature, you could put this section, you could put that section, but then 3 months from now they update it and now they give you more sections or you have more things that you could do. And you didn't have to pay extra for that per se. Well, technically you do because you have to pay for this app in order to get you the updates. But the point is that you don't have to hire a developer in order to add new features and so on and so forth. All you have to do is just update your theme and it comes with those new features and all you have to do is just enable them. So that's where the value comes in of Turbo, that their developers are always adding new things, right? So the price for Turbo is high compared to other themes. I think it was like $400 and something, but they're constantly adding new things every year and therefore adding more value to your business, where you could even switch out the whole website to look completely different, which I recommend every 2 years. Don't make your website look boring all the time. So that is the added benefit of ensuring that you have Theme Updater Plus. Subscribe to that definitely. I'm not getting no kickbacks out of it. I'm obviously doing it myself. But let's go ahead and see what these guys are doing. All right, perfect. So we went ahead and we updated this. You can see right now that we're on version 9.0, which is the latest as of today's date, June 9th. And let's go ahead and just take a preview of the website just to show you that we're pretty much matched almost with everything that they had going on from the point of me doing the demo. So we have very easy stuff, as you can see right here. No problem. Okay. And let's dive in. Let's go into customize theme. And then from here, let's check out that performance. What is it set at the moment? Okay. So to see what the performance is set on, go inside customize theme on the upper left, click on where it says theme settings, click on performance. And as you can see right here, is currently set to sport. Okay. That being said, from not the demo store of Shopify, or excuse me, not the demo store of Out of the Sandbox, but rather from the demo store that I currently have. On sports mode, how does this run on desktop? Let's check it out. And this is just a base, right? To see if there's any improvement. Once we're done with this, then the next thing, oh, do I have the store password on? I think so. Yeah, I have the store password on. Hold on. Yep, I had the store password on. Make sure your password is off, otherwise why test, right? Okay, now we have the real site. There's no password. Great. Now let's go ahead and test this out as base. All right, base meaning that it's just a base test. We're going to go right here and put it for Texas. Okay. Now this is not the website's version of it. This is me buying the theme, installing it, copying more or less how they have it on their demo store with all the sections. And let's see how Turbo reacts in regular sports mode when it comes to speed. There's no apps. Okay, let's see how this looks. Look at this, 3.2 seconds. A little bit better than the previous one, but that's on sports mode. Let's go now to ludicrous mode. Third-party apps and add-ons can sometimes require a full page refresh. If your app is not displaying properly, select sports mode. In other words, make it the regular mode. Ludicrous, we want to go crazy. All right, so let's press save there. Okay, now that we have that, all right, I'm gonna clear my caching because I don't want the same browser saved data for this test. Okay, I'm gonna clear my, all right. And now we're gonna go ahead and do this one more time. Same thing here. We're gonna go to desktop. We're gonna go to Texas. Let's see if there's a difference in ludicrous mode. By the way, guys, now that I'm talking about this, a lot of these tests, we've done this theme by theme. And we want to give you these test results as something valuable to you so that you guys are like, okay, I want to go with Dawn. I want to go with Impulse. I want to go with this one. But at least you'll know how they're ranking when it comes to speed. 2.8 seconds. Now we're talking. Yes, there's value. I appreciate that. But hold on, let's not jump the wire here. Let's not go crazy yet. Let's compare this to one of the most popular themes out in the Shopify theme store. Okay, we're gonna go towards the famous Dawn, because everybody loves Dawn. Why? Because it's free 99. All right, let's go to the demo store on this one. Okay. And we are here. We're seeing all these products, right? And let's do a test GT metrics against Dawn. Analyze options. We want desktop. We want Texas again. And let's see how this plays out. Now, the only disadvantage on this test is that we're running this test on Shopify's demo store versus us downloading it ourselves, putting it all together, same thing as the demo store, and then us running it that way, because we noticed that when we did that, it was a little bit faster compared to like their website. But still, let's have some type of base ground to see how this looks like. Wow, 2.8 seconds. That's actually pretty good. That makes me feel a certain type of way, like, because we do custom websites. 4.9 seconds. 4.9, almost 5 seconds. We have to run that test one more time. Yo, run it back. Run it back. Would you see that? 5 seconds? Well, you get what you pay for, right? I mean, that's why I mean, like, and that was my real concern. If you're going to call your theme Turbo, yo, how fast is this Turbo, right? And do people even know how to enable ludicrous speed? Because I don't think people are talking about that. I'll probably make a separate video, just ludicrous speed, right? But this whole test is very, very important. It's important because it's like, you know, people look at that little score and they're like, hey, you know, 5.2 seconds emotional time. Yo, man, that is long. Whoa, not cool. All right, so now that we have ludicrous mode on, we have one more test to go. And that test was, hold on, let me show you real quick. We didn't do the mobile because we did the desktop and it was pretty fast. But remember the mobile, that was important. All right, so now we're doing this again. It's on ludicrous mode, but we're going to leave it at mobile. Should have done this earlier. And let's see how fast this is on the mobile, right? It was 2.9 seconds on the desktop. You remember if you rewind back, the desktop was a little bit faster than the mobile, which the team from Out of the Sandbox should know that they need to focus on mobile first. Super, because that's what we do. And a lot of these companies, when it comes to development, you know, that's what they do. It's always mobile first. Whoa, even on the mobile. All right. Well, I feel happy. I feel good, you know, because I've been making these tutorials, guys. And also I do have a course on how you build everything out on Turbo. And it is live. I'll leave that down in the bottom of the description. Basically what I talk about is just building everything. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse, okay? But if you visit the website, hey, disclosure for all of you guys who made it to the end, okay? First of all, thank you so much. You guys watch all the way up until the end. I love you guys. You guys are great because it's typically people like you who leave the comments down below. And some of you, I found out, y'all been reaching out to my Instagram. I'm like, yo, I haven't seen this in like months. How you been? I want to build a relationship with you, okay? I was just surprised. You caught me off guard. Here's the surprise that I want to show you, but please, strong disclosure. The website is still, I'm still kind of fixing certain patches of the website, but it's almost done, okay? So if you go and you find imperfections, please bear with me. I'm trying to fix it, okay? Let me show you what I've cooked up. Look at this. The new website is called Academy Ecommerce. This is for you. This website, the whole purpose is so that I could show you the same menu criteria, just like the theme store, but I am doing more. I'm giving tutorials. You could go ahead and buy it. You're not buying it from me. You're buying it from the theme store. That's what I'm doing. A lot of these themes, it redirects us to Shopify's theme store, and I'm getting no credit for it. I'm cool with that. But the difference is that if I do a tutorial, you'll notice that the tutorial is available for you, okay? So I'll talk about, the best themes for this or that, shop by industry, depending on, what is it that you're selling. That's what I wanted to kind of cater for you, something very visual. Anyways, the one that we're talking about is Turbo, right? So if you go here, you'll notice that I have Turbo. It's still in the works, guys, so please bear with me. Right? You could get the theme yourself and it'll take you to the out of the sandbox people so that you could go ahead and click Turbo, add it into the cart, or you could go ahead and view the demo, which also takes you to their website so that you could see everything, right? This, I have to update this video so it'll show like some cartoon going, don't press on that. Here, I talk about the tutorial and what you're gonna learn. See? Intro to this course, how to install it, how to build the home page, prepping up the collections, creating the collections page, the products page, cart and checkout, creating about us, policy pages, all that good stuff. It shows you everything, okay? So that's what it is. You go right here, you could get the full tutorial, and I'll explain everything, including how you get the speed up to like how I showed you guys, okay? All right, so there's tons of new themes that I'm also going to display here. If there's a specific theme that you want me to really talk about, please leave it down in the comments. I'll go ahead and do that for you. But thank you so much again. Let me know if you like these speed tests. If you want me to do a speed test for another theme, let me know. But that's the whole gig. Check this out. Look, one last thing before I let you go. One last thing. Like these guys from... So inside of the page, what I do is that I showcase the theme and I show you the scores. I'm like, look, on desktop, this is clocking this much. On mobile, this is clocking on this much. Google page speed is this much. And depending on if it's good or bad, I'll do like the red, yellow, or green. Okay, green means that it's good. Yellow is like, and then red is like, yo, these guys need to step the game up. You know what I mean? So that's the value that I'm adding, and I'm telling you the features as to why it's important and showing you other websites that use this theme. There's going to be more value added to this. But again, like I said, this is not fully ready yet, so don't go bombarding it. You can take a look at it, but once it's ready, I'll make out that special announcement, especially if you guys are subscribed on my email newsletter. You'll be the first one to know, hey, you're invited to come in here, check it out, let me know what you guys think, and from there. All right, guys, thank you so much again. As always, see you on the next one.